Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you an older recipe, probably from the 50s or 60s. It's called Salisbury Steak. When I was growing up, I always called them meatloafs because that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to put together, just like we would a meatloaf, different flavors, and then we're going to form them into patties, like a hamburger patty, fry them up a little bit, mix up a gravy to go with it, and I'm going to put mine in the oven and let it finish off there. Some people will do them right on top of the stove and they'll just put a lid over the pan and they'll cook right there. I'm going to put mine in the oven. So first I'm going to start with 1.5 pounds of, I got 90-10 ground chuck. And to that I'm going to add, get my breadcrumbs open here, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs as the filler, just like we would if we were making a meatloaf. I keep mine in a jar, keeps the bugs out, keeps them fresh. And we're gonna add in 1 egg. I always get just a tad. I'm gonna wipe off my fingers here. And then seasonings, I've got parsley, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I will put the amounts down below in the description, and I also put it on my website, gradystashkitchen.com, where you can actually print out the recipe. Also, I've got ketchup and Dijon mustard. Add that in there. I mean, doesn't this look like you're putting together a meatloaf? Basic. Okay. And we're gonna put Worcestershire sauce, about 1.5 tablespoons. You can adjust this any way you like for the flavors you might like. And remember, this has a lot of salt in it, so be careful with your salt and pepper that you add. I'm also going to dice up about 1/2 an onion. I'm going to save the other half of the onion and use it in the gravy mixture. Okay. Let's put this all in there. And for those of you that are going to yell at me, I didn't put a towel down because this has got rubber feet on it, so it doesn't move around. So usually I would, but this time I didn't. So I put that in there. I'm going to put about a teaspoon and a half of Better Than Bouillon beef base. This gives it a richer beefy flavor. Get rid of this. And pull this out of the way so I can work on this. I'm going to set the onion up here for now. And let's see, got the mustard, onions, parsley, got everything in here. So now this is the part you guys usually yell at me about. I'm going to use my hands. I've already washed my hands, they're clean. Even when I make my meatloaf, I like to use my hands. They're the best tools that I find in the kitchen. So I'm just going to bring this all together. And we don't want to over mix it because that's just going to make your meat tough. We just want to bring it together. Those breadcrumbs and that egg are going to help hold it together. My mom made these a lot when I was growing up. Like I said, I just called them mini meatloafs. That's basically what it was to me as a kid. That's one of those old retro recipes that still tastes great today and kids still like. So a lot of families are still making this. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my burner in the back, probably about medium high. Get the pan heated up. And I'm going to wash up my hands real quick. Need to get out another plate. Okay, we cleared some of this out of our way. I'm going to use those. That's still in the gravy. And if I turned on the right burner, I must have spilled some oil on there because it's smoking. turned on the wrong burner there. Got that one, so gotta be careful. Okay, so most of the times these are just made like a hamburger patty, but they're made more into a oval football shape. So I just make a nice little football there, flatten it out a little bit, and that's what we'll be putting in. And you can adjust this recipe if you need to make a few, or if you actually have a larger family, you need to make more. It's easily adjustable, doubling, halving it, or tripling it. This one usually makes 5 or 6, depending on the size that I put together here. And you can dice your onions up a lot smaller. I like the onion bigger pieces. Everybody's a little bit different, so if you don't like the big chunks of onion in it, dice it up smaller. You can actually leave the onion out, put in onion powder. That's equally as good. Oh, there's a larger one. I probably could have got 6 out of here, but looks like I'm going to do 5 with 2 large ones. Get that onion in there. All right, let me get the bowl out of the way and wash my hands up again. All right, let me add a little oil to this pan because that's some really lean beef and it's not going to have a lot of fat. Still got to heat up just a little bit. If you're wondering about these ingredients that are still here, that's for our gravy that we're getting ready to put together. Here we go. These in. And we're just going to brown each side. We don't have to cook them all the way through because they're going to continue cooking in the oven. So just remember, once you put them in, let them sit. Don't play with them. Don't move them around. All you're going to do is tear them apart. Let them brown real good on the bottom, and then they'll release and you can move them around. All right, we'll let them brown and both sides, and then we'll be back and do the gravy. Okay, so I've got the Salisbury steak patties. I browned on both sides. So I got a light brown. Like I said, we're not cooking them all the way through. So let me set that up there. Now I'm going to add butter to the pan. And just so that butter doesn't burn, I'm going to add a little bit more cooking oil. I'm going to get all of those little bits and pieces of that meat off the bottom, all that fond. That's gonna add flavor, you don't wanna waste that. And now I'm gonna just slice these in half moons, the onions. And it runs away. And we'll just add these to the pan. We're just gonna saute them a little bit. We're not cooking them all the way through. Like I said, this is going in the oven for about 30, 45 minutes. Like I said, this is going in the oven for about 35, 45 minutes. We're just gonna get a little bit of doneness on them. Now remember, you need to salt and pepper all your layers. I already had salt and pepper in the burgers. Now I'm going to salt and pepper my gravy. There we go. I'm going to add in garlic, chopped garlic. You want to keep an eye on that. You don't want to leave it in there unattended because it will burn. So we got that in there. I'm going to put in 3 cups of water. And I believe it's half a cup of milk. Had a look there. And about a teaspoon and a half of Worcestershire. Not a tablespoon, teaspoon. We put the tablespoons in the burgers. And I'm gonna put another, probably about a teaspoon and a half of the Better Than Bouillon in there, just to give it the beef flavor. You could use beef stock instead of the water in this. If I have this available, I don't have any beef stock, so this is what I'll be using. Let me clean this mess up a little bit. Give this a nice mix. Those pieces up off there. Okay, so I'm gonna put the patties back into the gravy. We're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'll be back when we pull it out. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been about 45, 55 minutes. I just checked the Salisbury steak. I just used a temperature probe there up to 165, 170. So they're fully cooked. Let's get that out. There we go. Off the oven. Get a serving bowl over here. Now, if for some reason your gravy is not as thick as you would like it, you can take the patties out, put them on a platter, put this on the stove, add a little bit of cream or water with some baking, or cornstarch, not baking soda, cornstarch. And just thicken it up like you would gravy, like for your biscuits and gravy. So let me get these out. Let's start back here with the big ones. Now, of course, mine are a lot larger, maybe, than you're used to. Most times, Salisbury steak, especially when you give them in the frozen dinner, they're real thin patties. I like a little meat on there. So mine are always a little bit thicker. There we go. Let's put on some gravy. And it's about the right consistency that I like it. These are great to serve with mashed potatoes. The gravy goes great over the mashed potatoes. So there you go. Here's our Salisbury steak. Give it a try. It's really easy. I appreciate you guys coming over to my kitchen. Leave me a comment down below. I'll put the recipe down below in the description and on my website, gregs-kitchen.com. I'll put that right there. You can print it out from there. And don't forget to share and like. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.